Hello, my dear one. I want you to take a deep breath right now. Just for a moment, close your eyes if you can, and breathe deeply into your heart. You are safe here. You are not alone. Life loves you, and today we're going to gently talk about something that may feel very close to your heart. How your energy is being used and what happens when you choose to protect it. I know you've been feeling tired. Perhaps you're always the one others rely on. Maybe it feels like you give and give, yet there's not much left for yourself. I want you to know there's nothing wrong with being a giving person. It is beautiful to have a kind and generous spirit. But when we give so much that we forget to include ourselves in the love we offer, something inside us starts to wilt. Like a flower that hasn't received water in a long time, we begin to feel unbalanced and unseen. You may have noticed that no matter how much you show up for others, you still feel like it's not enough. Or maybe people only reach out when they need something, and you start to wonder, do they really care about me? These feelings are real, and it's okay to feel them. You don't have to push them away or pretend to be strong all the time. You've done the best you could with what you knew, and now it's time to learn a new way, a way that includes you. It's time to come home to yourself. It's time to gently step back from being constantly available for everyone else and start being available for your own healing, your own peace, your own joy. This doesn't mean you stop loving others. It means you start loving yourself too. Can you say this with me now? I lovingly choose myself. I am enough. I release the need to overgive. Yes, say it gently, kindly, and let it sink in. You are enough just as you are, without having to prove yourself by always saying yes. You are worthy of care, not just from others, but from your own heart. Today is not about guilt or shame. It's about choosing peace. It's about listening to that quiet voice inside you that's been whispering, "What about me?" You have the power to change the story. You can begin to show the world how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. That begins now. Be kind to yourself as you listen. There is nothing wrong with you. There is only a part of you waiting to be seen, honored, and held in love. And together, we are going to give that part the attention it deserves. So many of us have been taught to believe that being a good person means always being available to others. We're told that love means never saying no, that kindness means putting everyone else first, and that being wanted means never taking time for ourselves. These beliefs often start early in life. Maybe we were praised when we helped others, but made to feel selfish when we asked for something ourselves. Maybe we were told that being nice meant always being agreeable, always saying yes, always putting a smile on even when we felt exhausted inside. Over time, we learn to connect our worth with how much we do for others. We begin to fear that if we're not always present, always saying yes, always giving, we will be left behind or forgotten. This belief system creates a pattern, and this pattern can run our lives without us even realizing it. We wake up and immediately check in with everyone else's needs while ignoring our own. We say yes when we really want to say no, and we offer our energy even when we feel empty. Then we wonder why we feel drained, unappreciated, or even resentful. But my dear, you are not here to live your life on empty. You are not here to wear yourself down until there's nothing left. Being constantly available to others does not prove your worth. Your worth is already complete. Your value is not measured by how much you sacrifice. You were born whole, and you are allowed to take care of yourself. You are allowed to choose rest. You are allowed to protect your peace. When we're stuck in the pattern of overavailability, it becomes hard to believe that things can change. But change begins the moment we become aware. When we can pause and say, wait a minute, this doesn't feel good, we open a door. And once that door is open, healing can enter. Imagine what it would feel like to move through life not out of guilt, but from love. To give when your heart says yes, not because you feel you must. You are not selfish for having needs. You are not bad for wanting time to yourself. You are simply human, and all humans need rest, space, and love, just like flowers need sunlight and water. Can you say this with me now? It is safe for me to rest. I honor my energy. I trust that those meant for me will respect my boundaries. Repeat it softly and feel it settle into your heart. The world will not fall apart because you chose to take care of yourself. In fact, the more you honor your own needs, the more your relationships become balanced and real. You don't need to chase love or prove your goodness. You just need to be yourself. That is more than enough. Have you ever felt that after giving so much, there was very little left for yourself? That feeling of being emotionally drained, mentally scattered, or even physically tired is not just in your head. Our thoughts, our actions, and our patterns shape how we feel in our bodies. When we constantly say yes out of obligation, when we silence our own voice to please others, we begin to carry that weight inside. It may start with small things. You agree to help someone when you're already tired. You take on more at work even though your plate is full. You stay in conversations that feel heavy because you don't want to hurt feelings. Each time you ignore what you truly need, your energy slips away little by little. And then you wonder why you feel irritable, disconnected, or even sad. My dear, that is not weakness. That is your inner self crying out for attention. Your body is wise, and it always tells the truth. When your heart feels heavy, when your stomach knots up at the thought of another obligation, that's not something to ignore. That is your spirit asking for care. When you always say yes to others but no to yourself, your mind becomes overwhelmed and your body starts to carry stress. You may feel this as fatigue, headaches, or tension. Over time, this imbalance can make you feel like life is just something to survive, not something to enjoy. But it doesn't have to stay that way. You have the power to choose differently. Saying no can feel scary, especially if you're used to being the one everyone counts on. But saying no is not unkind. It's an act of love toward yourself and toward others. Because when you take care of your energy, you show up with a full heart instead of running on fumes. You give from joy, not from pressure. You speak from truth, not from fear. There is a beautiful freedom that comes when you understand this. You are allowed to be unavailable sometimes. You are allowed to step back, rest, and renew your spirit. Can you repeat this affirmation with me? I deserve to protect my peace. I honor my body's wisdom. I choose to give from a full cup. Let those words fill you up. Let them remind you that you matter too. This is not about cutting people off or shutting down. It's about learning that your energy is precious and you have the right to choose how to spend it. The more you listen to your inner voice, the clearer your life becomes. And in that clarity, you begin to attract relationships, opportunities, and experiences that truly reflect your worth. not because you begged for them, but because you finally believed you deserved them. There is something deeply healing about learning how to say no with love. For many of us, boundaries have felt like walls, something cold, harsh, or unkind. But boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about letting the right things in. A healthy boundary is a loving message to yourself and to the world that says, I matter too. When you begin to set these gentle limits, you are not creating separation. You are creating space for respect, balance, and true connection. Often the fear of setting boundaries comes from a place of pain. Maybe you felt rejected when you tried to speak up. Maybe people in your life became distant when you stopped giving as much. But I want you to know that people who truly love and respect you will not be upset when you take care of yourself. They will understand. And those who don't understand are showing you that your boundary is necessary. You are not responsible for how others react to your truth. You are only responsible for honoring yourself in a way that is kind, clear, and true. When you begin to practice this, it can feel uncomfortable. That's okay. Growth is not always easy, but it is always worth it. You can begin with small steps. The next time something doesn't feel right, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this loving to me? If the answer is no, give yourself permission to say it gently. You can say, I can't do this right now, or that doesn't work for me, or simply, no, thank you. Each time you do, you strengthen your connection with yourself. And when you live in connection with yourself, you attract others who honor that connection too. Can you look into your own eyes in the mirror and say, I deserve to honor my needs. I matter. Say it with kindness. Say it with care. This is not selfishness. This is self-respect. The world needs more people who love from a full cup, not from guilt or obligation. When you learn to love yourself with boundaries, you teach others how to love you too. The people who are meant for you will rise to meet the new level of love you have for yourself. You don't need to be everything for everyone. You just need to be real, whole, and true to yourself. That is more than enough. There comes a moment in each of our lives when we realize that holding on too tightly keeps us from receiving what is truly meant for us. Sometimes we grip so hard onto people, situations, or outcomes because we're afraid of what might happen if we let go. We think that if we loosen our hold, we'll lose something important. But what if letting go is the very thing that opens the door for miracles? When we try to control everything, when we chase after love, force opportunities, or beg for understanding, we block the natural flow of life. The universe does not respond to desperation. It responds to trust. When your heart is clenched, your energy is closed. And when your energy is closed, blessings cannot flow in. Imagine trying to fill a tightly closed fist with water. It won't work, no matter how much you try. But when you open your hand, water pours in freely. Life works the same way. The moment you let go of what is not aligned, you create space for what is. This does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop carrying what is not yours to hold. You let go of the need to fix, to force, or to control, and instead, you trust that what is meant for you will always find you. You allow yourself to rest in the knowing that you are guided, protected, and supported by something greater than your fear. Repeat this affirmation softly with me. I let go with love. I create space for miracles to enter my life. Let that truth wrap around you. Let it soften the tension in your chest. You don't need to fight for what's already yours. What is divinely meant for you is never in someone else's hands. It is already moving toward you, but it cannot reach you if you are still holding on to what you've outgrown. When you release, you don't lose. You rise. You become a magnet for peace, for joy, and for the kind of love that meets you with open arms. Your only job is to keep your heart open and your energy clean. Let go of what pulls you down and watch what begins to rise. To rebuild your sense of worth, you must come back home to yourself. In the busyness of life, we often look outside of ourselves for answers. We seek approval from others, hoping that their validation will make us feel good enough. But no amount of outside praise can fill the space that is meant to be occupied by your own self-love. Your worth is not something you have to earn. It is something you were born with. And when you forget that, life feels like a chase, always trying to prove, always trying to catch up. But what if you stopped running? What if you turned inward instead and found everything you were looking for right there, inside your own heart? This is where true healing begins. You do not need to be perfect to be worthy. You do not need to be everything for everyone. You simply need to be connected to yourself. That means listening to your needs. That means honoring your feelings. That means resting when you're tired and speaking up when something doesn't feel right. The more you listen, the louder your intuition becomes. And your intuition is the most loving guide you will ever know. Sometimes we disconnect from ourselves because we're afraid of what we'll find. But what you will find when you go within is not something scary. It's something sacred. You will find your truth. You will find your voice. You will find a quiet strength that has always been there, waiting for you to return. Can you take a deep breath now and say, I am enough just as I am. I return to myself with love. Let those words be a soft landing. Let them bring you back to your center. Your relationship with yourself is the most important one you will ever have. It sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. And when you treat yourself with love, with respect, with patience, the world begins to mirror that love back to you. Start small. Start by checking in with your heart each morning. Ask yourself, what do I need today? And then give yourself that gift. Whether it's rest, movement, quiet, or joy. The more you choose yourself, the more your life begins to shift. Not because others changed, but because you did. Because you finally saw your own value. And that, my dear, is the most powerful change of all. True manifestation does not begin in the noise. It does not live in constant action or endless doing. It starts in a place of quiet alignment, where your heart and your thoughts gently agree. Many people believe they must hustle harder, try more, push forward constantly to attract the life they desire. But life isn't something you chase. Life is something you allow. And when you are aligned with peace, love, and trust, the things that are meant for you come without force. Manifestation is not about controlling every outcome. It is about becoming a match for what you want to receive. That means you don't need to beg for love or fight for opportunity. Instead, you tune your energy to what you desire and let it come to you. When your energy says, I trust, you invite ease. When your thoughts say, I already have it, you begin to see evidence of it. You become a magnet, not because you're perfect, but because you're present. That's where the magic is. You don't need to be constantly available to everyone and everything to receive your blessings. In fact, overavailability can cloud your alignment. If you're always focused outward, always giving, always rushing, there's no space for your desires to land. The universe needs room to deliver. You must leave space in your life, in your heart, and in your day to receive. This means choosing calm over chaos. This means saying no to what doesn't align, even if it feels unfamiliar. This means trusting that less can be more. Say this with me now. I am a magnet for love, abundance, and ease. I do not chase, I attract. Let these words become the rhythm of your day. Walk slowly, breathe deeply, speak gently. Let your energy be soft and open, not tight and demanding. You don't have to prove anything. The things meant for you are drawn to your peace, not your pressure. Take time each morning to sit with your vision. Imagine the life you desire and feel it as if it's already yours. Smile as if the answer is already on its way, because it is. Life is always responding to the vibration you carry. And when you carry peace, you draw peace. When you carry gratitude, you draw blessings. When you carry love, you draw more of it. Stay aligned, dear one. Stay open. And watch how life rises to meet you. When you make the decision to be unavailable for what drains your energy, you step into your true power. This doesn't mean you become cold or distant. It means you become discerning. Not everything or everyone deserves your time, your heart, or your energy. And that's not a judgment. It's a choice. You are allowed to choose what you say yes to. You are allowed to choose what you walk away from. The moment you realize that your peace is sacred, you stop entertaining anything that disrupts it. It might feel difficult at first. You may feel guilty or afraid. You might even hear voices in your head saying, "But what if they get upset? Or what if they leave?" But those voices are old stories. They come from a time when your worth was tied to other people's approval. Today, you are writing a new story. One where you get to say, "I'm no longer available for relationships that drain me. I'm no longer available for conversations that make me feel small. I'm no longer available for situations that go against my peace." This is your life, and you are the one who gets to decide how it feels. Can you take a deep breath and say, "I am unavailable for anything that does not honor my light"? Let those words wrap around you like a blanket. They are not harsh, they are healing. They are not mean, they are mature. Choosing peace over pleasing is a sign of self-respect. You don't need to explain or defend your boundaries. You just need to hold them with love. When you become unavailable for chaos, you become available for clarity. When you stop answering the calls that only bring confusion, you begin to hear your own voice again. That voice will never lead you astray. It will guide you toward the life that was always meant for you. The more you align with that truth, the more your external world shifts to reflect it. People who respect your boundaries will come closer. People who cannot meet your new standard may fall away, and that's okay. Let them. You are not losing. You are rising. There is something very peaceful that begins to happen when you truly trust in divine timing. You start to release the need to control. You start to soften your grip on how things should happen. You begin to understand that everything unfolds exactly as it needs to, at exactly the right moment. There's no need to rush. There's no need to panic. What is yours is already moving toward you. Every moment of waiting is not wasted. It's preparation. It's a sacred space where you learn, where you grow, where you deepen your trust in life. Many times we want answers right away. We want change to happen overnight. But life doesn't always move on our schedule. It moves on divine timing. And when you learn to trust that timing, you begin to live with more grace, more ease, and more peace. Can you take a gentle breath and say, I trust the process of life. Everything is unfolding for my highest good? That is not just a phrase, it is a doorway to peace. You don't need to force doors to open. The ones meant for you will never require you to become someone you are not. You will walk through them naturally when the time is right. Trusting divine timing doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing your part and letting go of what's beyond your control. It means being present. It means choosing peace even when you don't have all the answers yet. Life is always rearranging itself to support your highest good. Sometimes that means delays. Sometimes it means detours. But it always means growth. The longer you chase what's not right for you, the longer it takes for what's truly meant to find you. So rest in the knowing that you are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be, and everything you are waiting for is on its way. Keep your heart open. Keep your spirit soft. Stay connected to your truth. The timing is not your burden to carry. Your job is to stay aligned. The rest will unfold beautifully and naturally, just as it's meant to. Now take a soft breath and notice how far you've come. Not just in this moment, but in your life. You've survived moments you thought you couldn't. You've held others even when your own arms were tired. You've shown up again and again, even when you felt unseen. And now it's your time. It's your time to receive. It's your time to rest. It's your time to be loved the way you love others. Everything begins with how you love yourself. And you are doing that now. You are choosing yourself with kindness. You are honoring your needs with gentleness. You are letting go with grace. And as you do, you are becoming a magnet for all that is right for you. Love that sees you, opportunities that uplift you, peace that stays. Say this final affirmation with me now. I lovingly release all that no longer serves me. I am open, worthy, and ready to receive. Let those words echo in your heart. Say them whenever you forget. Whisper them when you feel doubt. Carry them with you as a reminder that your life can be full of peace, of joy, and of miracles. One gentle step at a time. One loving choice after another. You are ready. You are enough. And the universe is already responding.